Is that Home Depot or
Yeah, oh, I guess it is Home Depot.
something like that? You've got questions, we've got lumber.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, sir. The sir in the black and white bee outfit.
So say that this was the first time I had ever been exposed to Sid Yiddish, and I was like, whoa, this is amazing. I need to like find out more. What would you recommend to like to delve a little deeper into the Sid Yiddish universe?
Well, I think the best answer I can give you is I can say Google Sid Yiddish because I'm very Googleable.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, if you want to see a lot of my films, they're also on YouTube. You just Google Sid Yiddish. You just type in Sid Yiddish, you'll find there's about something like close to 800 or 900 films on there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So if you have maybe a couple of weeks, I suppose you can do that. And of course, if you want to follow me around, you can do that too. I mean, knowing you because you're an alien, and it's understandable because I'm an alien too.
Janavash.
I'm only, I'm here in Portland by way of Chicago, by way of Saturn, so. I think that would be the best way, is to Google me, probably be the best way. Obviously, Facebook is the other way. You can always friend me there, or you can stalk me too. That's happened too. So,
Oh, yeah, it has.
Yeah. Could that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else got questions? Seriously?
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Where you going next?
Where do I go next? Wherever the wind takes me.
Any more trips to Denmark planned?
Denmark was January. I was just there mid-December, late January. I toured there again, so they're sort of off the docket. There is a possible tour that works for Germany in the winter by a band we met called the Mad Mullahs, which is a mullah is like a priest. It's a Muslim priest actually. Those guys were crazy, and then they saw me and they said, "Oh, we're a good fit." So that's the only things I've got going. Anybody?
Where would be your wish list for a place to perform
Wow.
in the world of all the venues you've seen?
I would love to go to Australia. Would be the next.
The Opera House?
Yeah, well, that or on the streets would be fun too. No, I don't know. Australia, probably Adelaide in Australia. Maybe Liverpool, England. Oklahoma City. I know. And maybe Portland, Maine, because there's nothing going on in Portland, Maine. It's only Portland, Oregon. It's all happening here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Niles, Illinois. That would be a good place to perform.
What's there?
Nothing. Nothing. There's a fruit market there on Milwaukee Avenue by Oakton Street. Maybe I could perform at the fruit market. No, seriously, I don't know. I don't really have any. I go where the wind takes me. Yes.
I saw that you had a couple different combos of people playing, you conducting them. Do you have these people that play your compositions? Where do you find them? How do you assemble them? And are they the same people, or do they rotate through?
Yeah, the Candy Store Henchmen is like a loose collective of musicians, and they run from novices to seasoned musicians. And so I've found them over the years through friends of mine and people who come together and word of mouth. And the compositions, they're all improvised, so they're all my compositions are in my head, so I don't really, maybe I've got instructions for Flight of the Sanded Danish Squirrel, and I think another one that they showed was, 90 Men Delay on the Eisenhower, I think was at Phyllis Phyllis's, and so those two have instructions, but the others really don't, and they're all improvised, so they're made up on spot. The band itself has been going since December 2010, and we have certain eras of people. It seems to attract the most eclectic people you could ever think that would show up. And I guess that's not saying a lot in Chicago, because there's I think it's a small but healthy improvisation scene there. I don't know what it is here on the West Coast, but the system that I use is a system I created called the Henchman Method. So there's over 75 gestures that I've created over the past 3 years. It just keeps growing because I can just keep coming up with stuff. So to give you an example of at least 5, I think. So if I do this is high E. And if you saw this one,
Yeah.
that means sing it to your instrument. If I do this one like this, that means I'm marching. It means marching, like play like you're marching. Let's see, if I do this one is strings and woodwinds only. This one's percussion. If I do like a pitching arm, because I'm a baseball fan, left side only, and then right side only. There's probably about another 68 that I could go through.
How long does it take the average player to learn the gesture system?
The learning curve is pretty quick. Usually, we used to start out that I would run everybody through 10 minutes through the entire thing. Everybody gets a copy of the charts or the gestures, and then they kind of learn it on their own. Some people practice and some people don't. And I always say that it's better to interpret what we do. If you don't get it, then just interpret it as however you think it sounds like. Some people will play off of others. Other people will just kind of come up with stuff on their own. I think they have fun when it's total chaos, in which they don't know anything that's going on, which is great, because I really like total chaos. But what I do is organized chaos, so it just looks, sometimes it looks really weird on film, and also paper, but.
It looked fun.
It looked way fun.
I wanted to be in the band when I saw the band.
Well, there might be an opportunity for that. If I can pull off the Portland Henchman while I'm here, that would be fantastic.
Oh, please do. That would be
Count me
amazing.
in.
Oh, we'll have you directing the whole crowd at Czar tomorrow. We'll get you up there and teach them a 5-minute.
Smoking that they'll be smoking. Hey, if they're all smoking, I can duck them while they're smoking. That's fine. But I just come up with the gestures are based on everyday hand gestures that we use in general. Because you see people, especially being in grad school, and they always describe things like, this, or they're always talking with their hands. So that's when I would pull off of that stuff and just make something up for that. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, very well. Yes.
If someone were to feel really stuck and be inspired by your life and your movie to maybe create their own alter ego superhero, as you have done,
Yeah.
do you have any advice for them as where to start, maybe how to get over that hump of resistance to expressing themselves more fully in the world?
Well, I'd say start in the middle. Just start in the middle, and the rest will follow.
That's great life advice. Just do it. If you can't start, just start in the middle.
I think I make more people perspire than I inspire them. I'm very certain of that. It's bad enough that we can't get enough gigs in Chicago because nobody will take us. But when people see what we do, it changes. It changes for some reason. I don't know what it is, but you know, G.G. Allen once told me. He said, "If you want to get to know me, you want inspiration. Just follow me around." He said, "You know, I might be a piece of dirt in the gutter, and then you can act like a piece of dirt in the gutter. And you know, I might be drinking and getting high, then you can, that would be his physical energy for the day or whatever it was, then you could end up like that." So that's the extreme low and that's the high high. So granted, it's G.G. Allen saying that, you know, so I mean, you take that however you want with a grain of salt, or in his case, a grain of feces, you know.
Some antibiotics.
Anybody else have questions?
We have
Yes.
So your spoken word piece that was featured in the film sounded to me very dreamlike, and I wondered how much of your work comes from dreams or the subconscious.
Well, I guess my writing. Are you talking about my poetry or my?
Yeah, the piece that you were reading in the film.
Which piece were you? Which scene was it in?
I don't
Or
remember.
was it
There was
must have been the first. Must have been the when I was at the festival. Was that the one?
It was in the beginning.
Yeah.
The
it was in
Moloch,
No, what?
Oh, it was jazz juke joints, join arms, scrawny men wilted buildings without cause. That one.
whichever one was in the film.
Yeah, that. Well, there were several of them. There were several of them, but that one at the festival. It comes based on. That one came up based on feelings. I was watching and observing two people in Racine, Wisconsin, which is about hour and a half from Chicago, and this was an observation between husband and wife arguing over something as silly as donuts and coffee. So, you know, how much sugar they should put in the coffee. So, the stuff I write about is pretty much from everyday life. It's not necessarily in the subconscious. It's all my writing is based on observation. I think. I don't write based on subconscious or dream. I write whatever comes to me, I suppose. I feel like waking that guy up. Apparently fell asleep, but it must have been relaxing or something. Anyway, sorry. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
When you work with your vocal sounds, so that what comes in inspiration for those sounds like that?
Oh, you mean the throat singing?
Yeah. Was it natural or they using it at different
Well, I
ways?
had to learn my throat singing, which I started in Chicago in 2004,
Uh-huh.
and it took me 4.5 months to learn the Cargará, which is the sort of the deeper sound, which is the and then the Chalandic took about maybe 20 minutes,
Uh-huh.
which is like sort of like that sound. So, but I mean, I've been practicing it on and off for about 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Longer, 11 years.
Those sounds are so awesome that you can also do like really cool mantra sound to it.
Thank you.
Is there like experts in tube and throat singing that you can go find and sit underneath, like Kill Bill? You know, she goes and gets trained and has to run up and down hills. Is there a way that you can be trained in this, or is this a self-taught?
Well, I had a throat singing teacher. I took throat singing at the Old Town School of Folk Music in Chicago. So I was trained. Yeah, I took the same class over 3 times, and then I went private with my throat singing teacher. And but some people learn on their own, and some people just go to school to learn it. I learned it because I was taking a class and I wasn't getting along with my teacher. I mean, that's nothing new. It was vocals and piano, and it wasn't a right fit for us. So they told me to pick another class, and I thought, oh, this looks easy, throat singing. Yeah, little did I know about that. So, but it's frustrating. But as long as you have a patient teacher, and I had a patient teacher, it comes pretty easy. But the sound just took forever to get, and it's true. It's just, I cawed like I asked him how if I could get the sound like a baritone crow, and he said sure. So I started cawing like a baritone crow would caw, and then the sound popped right out. So, and then he told me not to go back, and I haven't ever since.
Gave you good advice and
Any other questions?
Are you planning to do more instruments with your throat, like into other different
More instruments?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I scat a little bit, and I play various instruments, but the thing is, with the tube and throat singing, I forgot all the traditional ballads, so I applied all my throat singing to American ballads. So, I mean, I can do things like The Star-Spangled Banner, and Take Me Out to the Ballgame, which you saw. And I can do Take Me to the River, and I can do a few Beatles songs, and because I think throat singing is a lot like blues singing. I mean, Louis Armstrong would have been a great throat singer. Of course, Tom Waits would have too, but Tom Waits didn't get his voice that way naturally. I think alcohol and cigarettes took care of him. So, but I suppose I could if I wanted to. I've never gone in that direction because I do so many things. That's the thing. It's sort of like, I don't know if I should like stop and focus on one thing, but I've always had that. I guess it's not a problem, but because I focus on so many different things, I never have a one thing. It's whatever I feel like doing. I think that's mostly what I do. Whatever I'm in the mood for.
If you have not already, would you consider singing the national anthem before a Chicago sporting event?
I would
Yeah, actually, I would love to do that. Now, you know, the Cubs are pretty hot these days, so it's granted they're still in third place. If I had the right connections, I would love to do it.
Do they ever do auditions or anything like that?
They did do auditions, actually. They wrote.
Because I think that would be awesome.
They
if you
did
did
auditions,
that.
I think, to try to replace Harry Carey. Harry Carey. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what?
Well, you could do this. You could do the seventh inning stretch too. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be good too. I think they have different bands come in and stuff. I think even Ozzy Osbourne did it, which is he sang half of it. I think it's awful, but it's on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I did it once. I did the throat singing once at a show, and it's out there. It's available somewhere. Yeah, I would absolutely love to do it. I think I did it once. You know, I did do Take Me Out to the Ball Game at a Green Mill slam poetry baseball night. That's the only time I've done it. Of course, that was like 8 years ago, I think. But
time to revisit
Well,
that
I think
idea.
it's time for. I think Wrigley Field is ready for you.
I think
what about the Portland Ducks?
wait, what?
The Portland Ducks.
The Ducks?
You know, don't you? It's
Don't
the
we have a
University of Oregon.
Yeah, the University of Oregon Ducks.
Yeah. If you could land me a gig with, you know,
Or the Hillsborough Hops. We could
totally.
probably swing that.
Oh, yeah, Hillsborough.
Our minor league baseball team.
I would love to do it. If you could swing it, you know, no pun intended, maybe you I would gladly come and do it.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much, Sid. Sid will do your laundry if you buy lunch.